kidding? Look what just happened. Let's try that again. Got it. Anyway, today we're gonna check out Gawx Art. It's a YouTube channel, and if you don't know who he is, well, there's not much I can help you with because I don't really either. I've never seen any of his videos, but I have heard, and there's a lot of stuff going around, that he is very stylistic. The storytelling is very well done. So that's exactly what we're gonna check out, and I'm actually kind of excited because I've heard that he makes some pretty sick content. If you're new here, I'm an editor, and if you're wondering, how do I know this guy's an editor? I post a bunch of other videos on my channel of me working on projects. You can go and check those out after this video, of course. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. The trip that changed the way I make art forever. Let's see what the editing is all about.
There is one place I've always wanted to go to. Not only because of its culture, people, or landscapes. Also because of this. Copic markers. Copic markers are some of the finest markers in the world. Back in 2017, my mom got me my first 3 colors, and over time I've been building quite a big collection.
Okay, already the grading and everything to do with it looks sick. Looks like it could be a Netflix film or on some show. And if you notice, he exported it in this format, because usually sometimes you'll have black bars on the actual video, but with this, it's not. There's no black bars. It's just exported in that format. That's pretty neat. I can actually, I'm gonna go ahead and show you right now how you can do that. So a pretty simple way to do that is you obviously create a new project, and in that project, you're able to choose a custom format, and then you can just change it to whatever format or aspect ratio that you want, which his, I believe, is a 21:9. And so if we just hit OK, you'll notice that we got it right here. See? It is in that long format, and so whenever you export it, and if you want to upload it to YouTube, that's how you get that style. Also, some other things is a lot of the stuff that is happening in the video is on beat. Whenever the music started, at first, the light turned on.
There is one place.
Same thing with some of this other stuff, and it's very well put together, and it's actually really cool. So let's go ahead and continue.
I've created over 1,000 pieces with these markers, and you guessed it right. Copic is based in Japan. So one night, without any plans, I told them I was coming and asked if they wanted to meet. The next morning, without guarantees this would work, I pulled the trigger on the flight. 1 week later, I arrived in Tokyo.
Oh my goodness. It's just so cinematic. This style is very good in storytelling. A lot of editing is supposed to be very good at storytelling. Obviously, you have to make the video. How you make the video, depending on the client that you have, you go with their style, kind of what they're wanting. But whenever you have full control yourself, for a lot of editors, we just like putting together a story. And that's the main purpose of an edit with movies and shows and stuff like that. And that's exactly what this is doing with this title. And it was a nice little on beat pop-up right there with the text. And it's very heavy on the ambience and sound effects to do with the video behind it. It really builds the environment of the video, having that ambience and all that kind of stuff. There. Let's continue. All right.
The trip began as any good journey would. I stayed in Japan for 2 weeks, so I had some time to explore the country and wait for Copic's reply. But eventually days passed and I
Oh my goodness. I'm trying not to pause too much, but one, the music selection is excellent. I love it. And like I said, it's cut on beat. Like they're being cut to the sound of the music, which is very good to hear and then see that it changed on tempo.
didn't hear back from them. I started losing all hope until the night before returning home, I got a notification. It read, "If you are still free, we would be delighted to welcome you on the 22nd. If you like, we can have lunch together and then take you to Tools, our own art supply store in the area of Tokyo." Of course I said yes. So the next day I put on my best outfit and I met with Kopik. It went a little bit like this. I arrived at the
Okay. I'm guessing, I don't know why he has it being said like that, but it's split up into chapters showing you the story. Obviously it's split up here as well on the YouTube chapters itself. Yeah, I'm going to guess that the music is going to change here as well for the different sections, which is a good way to make a difference at different parts of the video.
Station
And the style
at
you want.
around 10:45 a.m. I had never done anything like this before, so
Called it.
I was pretty nervous. I walked around for a little bit and then I got a message. "I'm right here," it said. I looked up and then I saw her. It was Julia, the person from Kopik I had been speaking with. I said hi and we hopped on a train in direction to Tools, their official art supply store. Here I met Junichi, Kopik's executive vice president. He showed me around the store and then he said,
欲しいものは何でも持っていきましょう。
"So
He does a lot of in-camera stuff as far as the cutouts and things to do with that. Now, I do want to talk about this right here, this match cut. Hold on, right here. The match cut. Pretty much what he did here was, obviously he had it centered in the middle between the 3 or 4 cuts that he had. Your eyes are looking at the center of the screen, and so you're not having to look all over, and that's what a match cut is.
I met Junichi, Kopik's executive vice president.
Colors are amazing.
He showed
too.
me around the store and then he said,
欲しいものは何でも持って
I'm trying so hard not to pause, but there's just so much stuff I'm seeing. Okay, I'm just going to mention this. I'm going to let it play for a little bit more, and then, yeah, we'll continue. On some of these shots, I don't think he puts it over all of them, but there's a film grain. You can really tell here. There's a film grain that he puts on some of these shots, I guess, building out the aesthetic of his style. And same thing with, there's like a haze. It probably has to do with the camera, or it was added in post. That's definitely possible. And yeah, the grade is pretty sick.
いきましょう。
So I grabbed a few things and took a legendary picture. But that was not it. After that we had some sushi and headed to Kopik's headquarters. Here we talked for a bit and then I made a small drawing for them. But sadly there was a flight I had to catch. 20 hours later, I arrived at the studio.
Okay, that was pretty sick. If you listen, you can hear on the right side of the ear, you can hear somebody like they're walking into the room, like the door's opening and moving stuff, indicating that somebody's walking in, which implies this transition here.
20 hours later, I arrived at the studio.
I'm just gonna guess that he took another shot, obviously on the right side here, facing that direction, and wherever the camera was panning during the movement, he placed the shot and then animated it to where it flows nice with the movement of the camera to the right, I guess. And so that's how he got that effect. I'm gonna assume.
20 hours later, I arrived at the studio.
Yeah.
So today I'm going to make an artwork.
Okay.
I'm going to make an artwork using all the art supplies I got in Japan. But first, let me show them to you.
Moving into, again, music change for the different section, indicating the different pacing and style and how you want to build it out. And that's what all this is, a very story-driven video. But obviously you got some film grain, and I'm going to guess this is like, I mean, you could do this in post as well, but it's either a lens or it's in post. That you're getting like this fisheye type of effect, warped edges. Gosh.
After unboxing, list.
Like I said, the music changes to a very energetic. The pacing is a lot higher here, as you can tell by the quick cuts through this entire section. There's a lot of quick, faster cuts.
After unboxing, listing, and organizing all the items, I realized that I got myself into a pretty big problem.
I like those.
Don't get me
titles.
wrong, these art supplies are incredible, but I have no idea how I'm going to use them all in one artwork. Fortunately, I always have a trick up my sleeve. This is Lapis, one of the 3 dogs I own. She's pretty insane, but there are many things I like about her. One of them is how she runs. So one night, I decided to turn her run cycle into an animation. Transfer that to paper, and I'm going to color each frame with a different set of art supplies. How on earth am I going to plan?
All right, so we got him over here, and him over here as well. I'm going to guess it's just a simple mask out. Obviously, he's still here. He's not moving a lot, so kind of just masked out and feathered edges around him over here. And that's how he achieved this effect.
And for this, well,
another good way that he cut here is obviously he's talking over here. So your focus is in this area. And then it cuts, and the title and him are in this area as well on that side of the screen. Very good way to cut without being abrupt and making the viewer move across the screen. All the edits are supposed to flow nicely together for a purpose.
this is where Milanote comes in.
That is sick. That is pretty cool. He moved across the apps on his computer, and obviously the piano is playing in a way that it's going up how you would expect a piano player, you know. I don't play piano, but moving up like that, it was pretty much on beat whenever he was moving across. And that was a pretty sick section or part there.
Well, this is where Milanote comes in. Milanote is the perfect tool for organizing your creative projects. Think about it as a digital corkboard with endless space, endless possibilities, but as easy to use. Milanote allows you to add photos, notes, to-do lists, tables, videos, audios, and pretty much anything you can think of, so you can envision your projects perfectly, making the execution absolutely flawless.
I don't even, usually I skip through ads, but I don't even want to skip through this because it's just so, it's so beautiful. No, I'm not trying to be cringy here, but no, it is pretty sick. So it's impressive.
For mine, I've gathered pictures, videos, and diagrams to plan my animation, and also did a breakdown with the art supplies, color combos, and reference images.
If you want to know how he did that effect right here, it's actually pretty simple. As the camera moves out, let's look at this in slow-mo. So as you can see here, as the camera moves back, the clip fades in and it's blurred, has a Gaussian blur on it. And it looked like he added like a water distortion effect over it whenever it just did that. Right here. Yeah, he did. So he has like a water distortion whenever it goes through as well. And so obviously it focuses on it as he gets blurred out. So you put a Gaussian over him. And then this is just blended, the opacity is brought down, showing the screen as well. So that's pretty much how he, I would assume, created that effect.
And also did a breakdown with the art supplies, color combos and reference images I'm going to use for each frame. On top of that, Milanote counts with over 100 built-in templates. Mood boards, illustration, film, interior design, Milanote has you covered. But that's not it. Milanote also has a mobile app so you can work on your boards wherever, whenever and with whoever you want. You can send him
a match cut there. It's in the same spot. See, it was 3 different, you got the dog licking the phone right there. But 3 different shots of the phone, but they're all cut in the same spot, indicating a match cut. There's another thing here, which I'm going to assume he rotoscoped him out, and then these are masked together.
With whoever you want.
Which he actually likes to do that effect a lot.
You can send image links to your boards to get feedback or collaborate in real time. So what are you waiting for? Milanote is available for free with no time limit. Sign up using the link in the description. Thank you Milanote for making this video possible. Now that our plan is ready, we can start working on the animation. For frame number 1,
now between the sections transitioning, it goes quiet for a second and it lets you breathe a little bit, which is good in editing, just to kind of prepare you for another new experience.
I'm going to use Copic multi-liners. Since I have a variety of sizes, I'm going to use thick pens to line the doggo and thin ones to do the shading. And just like that, the first one is ready. For frame number 2, I'm going to need some paint water. For this one I'm mixing red wash with cyan Copic markers. The result is pretty interesting, so let's move forward to frame number 3. Acrylic markers and Copic highlighter. Oh, and a little bit of green tea. Green?
I really like that effect. I'm gonna guess it was just something to do with the camera on like some moving tripod or whatever they're called. And it's just fast forward, speed ramped. But I will say I am more of a coffee man myself. I'll just put that out there.
Frame number 4 is probably the one I'm most excited about, since I'm going to use an art supply I didn't even know it existed. But it's not this pen and not the white Copic marker either. I present to you the Icy Manga screen. To use them, first you choose a design, line it up with your drawing, cut the amount you need and paste it on your art, giving you pretty interesting textures. For frames 5 and 6 I used wash paint once again, and for frame number 7 I went back to my roots.
Again, that effect is so sick, and behind it there's sound design, as you know, markers and all that kind of stuff behind that, which you can tell if you really listen for it.
And to finish, for frame number 8, I mixed every single art supply I got in Japan. Just like that, my animation is finally ready. Enjoy the reveal. Bye.
Okay, now it really looks like a... Now that looks like straight out of Netflix. You know the Netflix start? And it goes boom, and then it goes through and it shows all the beams. Anyway. That is pretty sick. He's got end credits. My man's making films on YouTube with end credits. What is it, gonna scroll up now? Okay. Yeah. That was pretty sick. That was an experience. I want to check out more of his videos now. Just over the first watch that I could tell, it's very story driven and very structured out when it comes to putting together the video. Obviously, he had it in sections which had the titles over it, and overall it had its own style to it, very stylistic, which makes sense because he is an artist. There was a lot of sound design, even if it was very subtle, that was inside of it. The editing wasn't super punchy and it wasn't super in your face. It built on the project or video in a very well done way. And so that was the first time I checked out his videos and have seen his videos all the way through on the Gawx Art channel. And I am not disappointed. I will say that much. Hey, if there are any other channels or videos that you want me to look at, go ahead and leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll see you at the next edit reaction.